So, me from the future here, and the Dehancer team reached out. They sent me a promo code, which is for 10% on their almost everything. I think they're not including just the iOS version, and it's Pro Film Look, and then you can go there and buy almost anything with a 10% discount.
You are seated in the first row of the gamut. Where is the exit? We ask you to stop. You are seated in the first row of the gamut.
So what's up? Finally back from Brazil. I've spent 17 days there. It's a lot. Of course, whenever you go back, you meet family, everything, and it's usually nice. I've shot a big campaign for like a big Brazilian brand there. In the meantime, photography, so it was nice. It's been a while, hasn't it? So yeah, what happened was, and I don't think we ever spoke about this, but August through November last year was possibly one of the most challenging times for my company, especially in the sense of having very little jobs. It was tough. It was really tough. And then December came and it's Miami. So when December comes, our Basel happens and super intense. You like have jobs every day, things happening, etc., etc. And from that point on, I shot right after a shoe campaign and then a huge cosmetics brand. In fact, I shot it with that camera I'm shooting now, the red. So it was super intense. I shot it like under crazy weather. It was supposed to be a summer vibes, sunny campaign thing, and it was pouring. 2 days with that camera under pouring rain, 35-mile winds. It was super intense. It was crazy. And then things just picked up. So I was like shooting here, shooting there. Right in the beginning of the year, shot in New York, came back, shot for a big thing here, and just kept doing it, and then went to Brazil. So it's been a lot. And because of that, I hadn't had time to properly shoot videos here and re-edit my like old ones and do some like new takes on it. So we already spoke about what happened, and today I'm here to talk about this plugin for Davinci Resolve specifically. It can be used in other softwares. For me, it's gonna be the Davinci Resolve version. The other day I was, doing my things. People from Dehancer reached out and they asked me to review their plugin. That's what I'm gonna do today, and I'm gonna tell you what it is, what you can do with it, and what it is for, and possibly who it is for. So let's get on to it. So what is the Dehancer? It is actually a plugin for Davinci Resolve, Premiere, Final Cut, Photoshop, Lightroom, Capture One, etc. that allows you to get a film look in a more practical and efficient way than doing like a color grade by yourself to try to get there. So when you use it, you have different controls in which you can fine-tune very specific things to get the film look you're looking for. This is their site. They have different packages, I'd say, in which you can have their plugin for grain, for the look, for the halation, just for the breathe of the camera, just for the bloom effect, the one that you get from Promise filters. And they have for free a false color plugin to use. They sent me a trial license for the Dehancer Pro, and I'm gonna show you guys right away what it does. Okay, so here I have my timeline. I did a very basic color grading just to have the images kind of balanced. And I'm gonna introduce a new node with the Dehancer. So this plugin comes as an effect in your effect library. So first thing, you apply it to your node. You can choose your camera, etc. Or in my case, I did a pre-color grading, and now I'm applying it on top of my Rec 709 to get a different look out of it. Right away, you have the input tab. Here you have film developer. You can do basic adjustments through here. You can come here and pick a different film stock, but they have like a bunch of different film stock, even photography film stock. So let's say we want to go for a Portra look. So this is what it would look like, the Portra look. You can push, you can pull it to get different contrast, different looks from it. And then here you have film compression, where you can move the white point, move the tonal range. Here you have the black point, white point, where you can like open the footage or like let it as it was. And then you have the print tab. So the print tab is where you would choose the stock where the film would be printed on to be watched. If you pick linear, it's just gonna use the stock you chose, keep the look you've already like developed, but here you can pick different ones and see how they see how they interact with your initial idea. You can introduce colors to balance the look to get where you want to go with the footage, or come back from, let's say you have too much green or too much blue. It's almost like a white balance for your film look. And I think this is one of the things I will use the most. You have the grain. So here you can see how the grain it applies to your footage looks amazing. It looks very natural, it looks kind of organic. It's actually hard to like create good grain. Before Dehancer, I was applying halation on the Davinci and using the halation grain that looked kind of more creamy in my opinion. But this grain looks amazing. And then you have the bloom, which is kind of what the Promise does. So you can introduce more of like a foggy, creamy feel to your highlights. So here you have the film damage, where you can introduce the dust and speckles to your footage, which I like, and I think it looks cool. Some classic film damage always looks good in my opinion. So here you can introduce some film brief to your so you can kind of simulate the effect of the film passing through your camera. Overscan, which I don't usually use, but you can see here what it does. A lot of like different options for you. Vignetting, obviously. Here you can use their false color. Here you can decide how much you want of the grade you just created. Here you can create a lot and export it to use in different softwares. So here in this option tab is how you actually activate it, which is important. It took me a while to find it. So when you want to activate it, you install the software, etc., and you do the regular procedure, and then you open any footage, apply the Dehance on the footage, and then you go to the options tab, and then you use your license to habilitate the full version when you buy it. So here it's how it looks before and after the Dehancer being applied. Here you can see how the grain looks, how the image looks more creamy. It really looks like film. Here we can see how it does with the Canon footage with the exact same parameters, using the same grain, same Portra, just different camera and different type of footage and different type of light. So here you can see how the footage looks great, how it looks beautiful, creamy. Same thing here. I'm definitely going to use this a lot for my color grades from now on. So here it is, the Dehancer. And what else can I say about it? Well, what I can say about it is Pro lifetime license. Costs you $449, which is kind of expensive. You can buy it for 1 year for $299 for the video version of it. For the photography version, it's $199 or $129, which I didn't test yet, and I'm gonna ask them to allow me to test it and maybe do another video reviewing it for photography. It's kind of not for everybody. For this plugin to work for everybody, you would need to have a lower price point. But if you work with editing, if you work with video, if you're like me, you have your equipment, you have a production company, you edit, you do everything, you kind of can save a lot of time. And if you think of it, so if you're talking about $449, it's kind of a lot. It is for the lifetime license for the plugin. It is kind of a lot. But if you're like me, you work with video, you shoot, you edit, you direct, you produce, you're juggling with a lot of everything at the same time, it can be worth it. It's if you divide it for by a 12-month period, you're kind of paying $37 a month, which is not a lot. So, if you don't work with this yet, you're not making constant income out of it, I don't see this working out for you. But that's just my opinion. Besides that, I really do like it, and exploring it for this video and looking at it and trying it out, I kind of love it. Like really color grading is not my main thing, and just the fact of having it will allow me to be faster with my color grades or create more interesting looks that otherwise would take me a lot of time to create. So I hope you like this video, and this is my review of the Dehancer, and thank you guys. So if anything, hit me up.